Why you dey buy fake product, yeah? Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know where to go. The SON. Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. The SON.
Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving lives through standards.
2019 will be history, and another opportunity to serve you even better beckons as we reflect on our achievements and challenges in the outgoing year. How did we fare in promoting standardization and quality assurance in the country? What impact did we make on our stakeholders, especially small and medium enterprises? Were there gaps in delivering on our mandates to the people? We will tell you. All too soon, Christmas has come and gone, but the significance of the festive period to mankind will linger in the hearts of many for a long time. It's still in the mood of celebration that we welcome you to the very last edition of Nigeria's most watched television program on product safety and quality, Standard and You. Don't forget, our transmission time is 6:30 p.m. every Monday on this station. Remember, the program is an initiative of the Standards Organization of Nigeria. I bring you greetings from the Director General, Management and Dynamic Staff of the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Ifoma Okonkwo is my name, and as always, my pleasure bringing the program to you.
Happy New Year. 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 Happy New Year.
Welcome to the program, and thank you so much for being a part of our brand through the years. We have always been encouraged by comments, messages, and suggestions on the program, and we wish you all the best, the very best I mean, in 2020. God bless you, and I say a very big amen to that. Okay, to our very first story. The Director General of the SON, Osita Boloma Esquire, says the agency has been repositioned to sustain and improve on its strategies to provide effective and efficient service to the people in the new year. He said this is in line with the vision to engender a culture of quality in the country. He gave this assurance in an interview with Standard and You as part of an overview of the agency's activities in 2019.
The prevalence of fake and substandard products in Nigeria and the elaboration of standards to guarantee the quality of goods in the country placed a huge burden on the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Saddled with the responsibility of ensuring standards, the task of cleaning the markets and protecting consumers of products from the menace of these dangerous goods. Like in the past years, 2019 has been characterized by various measures aimed at promoting standardization and quality assurance.
There has been an identified area where we have gaps in passing the message through. So, in order to fill these identified gaps, the organization had to embark on a nationwide sensitization campaign in the 6 geographical zones of Nigeria, to let people know, to educate the stakeholders on the need to comply with standards, to let them know what they have to gain by imbibing quality, to increase the scope of quality vanguards among the stakeholders and the population at large. And most importantly, educate the customers on their rights on how they can seek redress on issues of standardization and quality assurance.
The agency committed so much resources to sensitization of Nigerians on the imperatives of standards. It covered the entire 6 geopolitical zones of the country. The whole idea was to empower consumers with basic information on the need to be quality conscious and develop a culture of quality by insisting on getting value for their money. According to the Director Operations of the SON, the exercise across the nation was impressive and attended by a large number of Nigerians who described desensitization as beneficial to them.
Beginning of this year, even from our stakeholders, the level of awareness of SON to the citizen is high because of the number of awareness training and workshop SON conducted. Many people have keyed into it. Then we are also targeting within this period the SMEs, medium small scale enterprises, and we have been able to key very well to the Vice President SME clinic. And I'll confidently tell you, those states that we participated, some of the SME have been certified.
The agency consciously developed its quality infrastructure by building and renovating existing laboratories to expand its capacity to elaborating and enforcing standards. The emergence of new functional laboratories with state-of-the-art equipment has in no small measure enhanced the operations of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, as attested to by operators of industries, especially SMEs. The development of a competent workforce was also top on the priority list of the agency, as members of staff were exposed to modern ways of carrying out their duties through regular training and retraining. According to the agency's Director of Human Resources, the SON through the year developed relevant courses at domestic and international levels aimed at enriching members of staff of the SON to be competent and discharge their duties with a sense of responsibility in the most efficient and effective ways.
We categorize our trainings, as we said, right from recruitment. Of course, our educational system provides the basis upon which we can undertake our employment. So if we do recruitment based on needs, not just anyhow. So we look at areas that were deficient in terms of manpower, and these are the disciplines that we recruit. And upon engagement, we expose our new intake or new recruits to the basics of the training, expose them to what the function of SON is, and then we now introduce them to specifics on the job trainings. Now, where an officer attends training, he is expected to come and write a report and then expose or sort of enlightened or train those that were not opportune to attend that training. But basically, all staff are exposed to training. So we have in-house training as well, where the senior officers transfer knowledge to their subordinates.
With an impressive record of standards enforcement, the number of those facing trial for violation of the laws of the land as it affects the production and importation of quality and acceptable products increased in 2019.
We have quite a number of cases ongoing. A lot of them we have made substantial progress, but it's a system that is a bit slow now, but ultimately justice will be served. Our interest is to ensure that justice is served, and no matter how long it takes, it will be served. So the one that we have been able to send to jail is an indication as to the seriousness we attach to prosecuting persons who deliberately decide not to be non-conforming.
This success story of the SON was made possible by management's zeal to achieve results and protect consumers from fake and substandard products. Director of Finance of the SON told Standard & You that the agency was able to make judicious use of the fund available to it to achieve so much in 2019.
What we have only done is to direct our funds to government priorities in areas where, for instance, we are now talking about industries. As we are talking about industries in the north, we already know before federal government will bring out a policy, we react to it earlier. Like the textile laboratories in Kaduna is full and functioning. And we are waiting for stakeholders to fully utilize it. Before government is going to talk about agricultural products now, we have a good laboratory in Ogba, waiting for agriculturists or farmers who especially intends to export to utilize it. So it depends on prioritization. You know, the money is small, so you have to prioritize in line with government directives.
Today, more Nigerians are aware of the activities of the SON. More consumers of goods have become quality conscious. More companies have upgraded their production processes in line with global best practice. All of these were made possible by the renewed strategy of the DG and management of the SON to promote standardization and ensure people get value for their money.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
We want to also request you to kindly continue to support us and also bear with us. We wish you a happy and prosperous New Year.
This season, a lot of purchases are made in the market. Urge Nigerians, before you buy anything, look well. Happy New Year.
We're enjoying to keep watching Standards & You because it's packed with information that will improve life, help you improve life through Standards. We wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in 2020. Enjoy your year.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Na 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 na.
You're watching Standard & You, and we are still reflecting on our activities in the outgoing year as a responsive government agency. I have with me in the studio the head of public relations of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Mr. Bola Fashino. Mr. Fashino, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. Compliments of the season.
Thank you. And we'll start by asking you, how would you describe the activities of the SON in 2019?
Impactful, plenty of activities.
Indeed.
A lot to do, but still a lot more to do.
All right. So what areas of your operation did you focus on at the beginning of the year, and why?
Okay, at the beginning of the year, one of our major areas of focus was stakeholder engagement.
Okay.
Standardization is stakeholder driven, and so we focused more on engaging the stakeholders in ensuring that they participate more in standards development activities,
Okay.
in ensuring that they become quality vanguards, in ensuring that a lot of them imbibe self-regulation. One other area that we focused on was also the area of justice. You know,
Justice.
we wanted people to know that for every activity, for everything that you do, there is a consequence. The laws are there, and so we ensure that if we find you committing a standard infraction, we take you to justice. We take you to the courts, and then you'll be able to account for what you have done. For every action, there is a consequence. Of course, one other area is about infrastructural development. Our laboratories that were already accredited, we ensured that we renewed our accreditation, increased the scope of their testing areas, and ensured that our services to stakeholders in terms of turnaround time, is far reduced than what we had. And another very major one
was the upgrading that we did to our SONCAP portal. SONCAP is the offshore conformity assessment program to ensure that stakeholders from any part of the world can sit in the comfort of their offices, of their homes, and transact business with us. Turnaround time reduced and interaction with people reduced to the barest minimum. So those are our areas of focus.
Okay, interesting. But can you beat your chest to say that you met the target this year, going by the feedback at your disposal?
Yes. One major area that we got is particularly in terms of stakeholder engagement.
Okay.
A lot of the sensitization activities that we carried out yielded fruit because every standards enforcement that we carried out happened from information that we got from stakeholders. So it means those activities that we've been doing the past 2-3 years is not for nothing. People call us on our toll-free lines almost on a 24-hour basis, giving us information about happenings all around. And that has made us a little bit more efficient in terms of carrying out, standards enforcement activities.
Okay, so if we were to compare, would you say that the sensitization we had this year was a lot more than what we had?
Not in terms of number, but in terms of impact. The impact is much more, because we try to learn, from the feedback that we got the previous year and look at areas that we needed to focus more on. And of course, we try to also ensure that these things cut across, every part of the country, looking at sectors, particularly those sectors that we classify, as life endangering, of the products that come out of them. So in terms of that, yes, I can say that we were a bit more impactful in 2019 than 2018.
And the level of the prevalence of substandard products this year?
Okay, well, the thing about prevalence of substandard products is also tied to stakeholder engagement, because more people are involved now in telling us what is happening around them. So it makes it a lot easier to catch people. Just recently, we caught a huge amount of substandard gas cylinders, particularly, a 12.5 kg that is being used as a camping gas.
And even the cables.
So all of those are from information that we got from stakeholders. So the more people that join the Quality Vanguard, in 2020, the better it is going to be for Nigeria as a country.
What's the state of the agency's quality infrastructure when it comes to laboratories?
We've made, some giant strides. For example, like I said earlier, our laboratories accreditation have been renewed. The scope of testing have been increased. We now have international accreditation for our management systems certification services. Same for our training services. And a lot of the other laboratories that are yet to be, accredited have undergone, their documentations and the first kind of preparations. So we're hoping that in 2020, more of our laboratories would also have international accreditation. And of course, what that means is that whatever test that comes out of those places will be acceptable anywhere in the world, and Nigeria can export seamlessly.
Our viewers want to know what we should be expecting from the Standards Organization of Nigeria in 2020.
The first thing we are expecting is more stakeholder involvement. We are asking that every Nigerian should join the Quality Vanguard. Ensure that you demand for quality. Say something to some when you see something unwholesome. It starts from there. To reduce substandard products, the consumer has to reject it. The consumer has to insist. And of course, because of that, there's something that we've been cooking that we're going to bring out in 2020, and that is product authentication, where the consumer will be empowered to determine at the point of purchase whether to buy or not to buy, because he can confirm whether the product is of quality or not through certification. In terms of feedback that we got in 2019, I must say that some of the very good areas has to do with mandatory conformity assessment program. A lot more products across the country are getting certified. Our industries are voluntarily uptaking standards, and that's a very good thing, for the nation. And, you find out that that also has something to do with the improvement in our infrastructure, with the kind of ICT that we have brought in. You know, we're automating a lot of our services, e-transactions, e-receipts, so you don't have to come to our office to get the services that you desire. And I think this has, to a very large extent, encouraged industries locally. And in preparation for the African Continental Free Trade Agreement implementation, Nigerian products are getting more certified, meaning then that with the conformity assessments with other countries that, you know, we're beginning to synergize, it becomes a lot easier to get products from Nigeria to cross into other climes. And under the AFCFTA, because those other products can come into Nigeria, our products can then compete effectively. Harmonization of standards, harmonization of quality infrastructure, harmonization of conformity assessment are all in preparation for the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreements on the part of SON. So we are ready, and we're working with all other government agencies and the organized private sector to ensure that Nigeria will be set to take optimum advantage of the implementation of that program. The president recently set up another committee, you know, to tidy up the loose ends, and we are a part of that committee, and I can assure the nation that on our part, we will do all that is required in the area of standardization and quality assurance to ensure that Nigeria benefits optimally.
Okay, wishes for our viewers, or is there any advice you want to give to manufacturers? Or
2020, I am asking every Nigerian to become a quality vanguard. Demand for quality in everything that you buy. Ensure that you complain to the appropriate authorities where you are not getting value for your money. You see something unwholesome, say something to SON and the other agencies, and Nigeria will be a better place.
it's been nice having you in the studio, Mr. Bola Fashino. That was Mr. Bola Fashino, the head of public relations of the Standards Organization of Nigeria.
DG, the
Feedback
management,
business,
staff of SON, all our friends out there, all those who love quality and promote quality. We wish you a quality Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hello, my name is Ega Ijachi, a compliance officer with Standard Organization of Nigeria. Keep watching Standard IU. Don't touch that dial.
Hello and nice to have you on the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. In the year 2019, we brought you several reports on the program, from standards development, sensitization and awareness campaigns, product certification to seizure and destruction of substandard goods, prosecution of offenders, and special reports on various products. Gladly, the last 52 weeks have been amazing. With you watching the program, yes, you are esteemed viewers. We want to say thank you so much for not just watching the program, but also reaching out to us through your questions, complaints, commendations, and valuable contributions. As we usher in another quality-conscious year, we look forward to more messages from you in 2020, because feedback is strength and it helps us to improve and serve you better. Join the quality vanguard by insisting on product quality and reporting cases of fake and substandard products to the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Now let's take a look at some of the frequently asked questions on the program. What is Standard IU about? Standard and You is a public sensitization program sponsored by the Standards Organization of Nigeria to educate you on product quality and safety. Our transmission time is 6:30 p.m. every Monday on the network service of the NTA. How can one identify an original item from a counterfeit? There are lots of ways. There are certain signs you should look out for, such as missing accessories, no contact details, flawed fonts and logos, grammatical and spelling mistakes, and also you should ensure that you look out for the certification marks and ensure that they are present before you make a purchase. What is MANCAP and SONCAP? MANCAP is Mandatory Conformity Assessment Program, It's a product certification scheme that ensures that locally made products in Nigeria comply with the available Nigerian industrial standards. SUNCAP, on the other hand, is an offshore conformity assessment program that ensures that all products imported into the country comply with available Nigerian industrial standards. Where is SON office located at? We have state offices across the country. For any of the addresses, you can check our website at www.son.gov.ng. Why do we still have substandard products in the markets? There are still some unpatriotic Nigerians who smuggle substandard products into the country. However, the Standards Organization of Nigeria will not relent in its efforts in sanitizing the markets and ensuring only goods that are of acceptable standards are available in our markets. How can we report cases of fake and substandard products? It's simple. Just go to any of SON's offices near you. If it's a case of complaints regarding the quality of the products, then you need to come along with your proof of purchase to enable us help you get value for your money. And that's a wrap on the feedback segment of the program. Keep your messages coming in with your full name and location to the number 0705972445. Follow us on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at standardandyou_. Remember, you can catch up with missed episodes online at youtube.com/standardandyou. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Have a beautiful new year.
Why you dey buy fake product, make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know.